So it's loading, and then you look at the course outline. I hope you can see. Hello, please, can you see the screen?
Yes, sir. Please, we can see.
Okay, so this is the screen will be used. This is the course outline. Let's quickly go through it. As I indicated, my name is Agbeko Michael, and I'll share this with you on the LMS later on. And so my details is on the course outline, as you can see. We are doing mobile application development. So at the end of this course, I expect all of us to be able to develop mobile applications. I hope you are getting me. Not only the theoretical side of it, but practically you can sit down and then you can develop a mobile application, and then you can deploy it on your mobile phones and do whatever you want to do with the application. So that's the main purpose of this course. That is the main objective I have for the course. You'll be able to develop not just the theory, but to do the programming side of mobile application development. So let's quickly go through some of the topics will be treated. Today, we introduce ourselves to mobile computing, and then we look at various types of mobile devices and their features, and then some of the protocols we use and communication gadgets in mobile applications. Then hopefully next week, we introduce ourselves to the mobile application development tools. There should be tools there and their installation. So next week, we'll look at the tools that we use to develop mobile application and how to install them. And then hopefully after that, we introduce ourselves to the development of mobile app, the programming side of developing mobile apps. So we look at what we call the DAT programming, and then we'll move to what? Animations in mobile applications. We'll treat a topic such as specific coding and packages in mobile application. We'll look at cloud-based application and message sending in mobile app application. Then we'll look at play game services and file system in mobile app. We'll look at the REST API and database concept. Then we'll look at internationalization and testing. And finally, we'll look at how to develop mobile app on what? Onto mobile phones and use them. So this is basically what we are doing in this module for this semester. Please, any question for me as I share the next screen and then we start? Any question for me on what I've displayed so far? Any question?
No, sir.
Yes, my guys, any question for me?
No, sir.
Not yet,
Okay,
sir.
Of course, we'll be having some few quizzes during the semester, some assignment during the semester. Of course, we have our interim assessment, that is the mid-semester IA. And then at the end of the semester, we'll have a mini project. As we go on into the third and the fourth week, we'll look at the mini project. I'll give it up so that during the semester, you'll be developing. And then at the end of the semester, maybe we'll group ourselves into, since we are about 15, a group will have about 5 members, and then each group will present a developed mobile application and then present it for assessment. So this is basically what we are doing this semester. Are we okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I want you to relax. Since this is the first time I'm meeting you, I know there's tension here and there, but just relax and then everything will be fine, okay?
Yes, sir.
So please relax. I don't want too much tension in my lesson. So relax and let's see how far we will go.
Okay.
I'm sharing another screen and then we continue. Okay, so let's go on. So as I said, we are looking at mobile application development. Today we are going to introduce ourselves to the concept of mobile computing. So today we are going to understand what mobile computing is and its importance, and then we'll appreciate how mobile computing evolved, where we are coming from, and then we'll look at mobile devices and their characteristics, and then we'll try to understand mobile communication networks and protocol. It's about mobile application development. So what are the devices that we are going to use basically in this subject? Mobile phones and then the various type of mobile phones and all those things. So that's why today's lesson, I'm introducing you to mobile computing, so that we'll basically look at some of the devices the mobile devices that you are going to work with. So these are the broad objectives. The detailed objectives are as follows. We'll define what we mean by mobile computing, and then we'll look at features of mobile computing. We'll look at the importance of mobile computing. We'll look at where we are coming from, evolution. We'll look at mobile devices and their characteristics. We'll look at mobile communication networks, and then we'll look at mobile communication protocols. So that's what we are discussing today. Now let's start with the definition of mobile computing. Everybody has a mobile phone, okay? But people don't actually know what mobile phones are. They know that it's a device they are using to communicate. But we are going on. When we talk about mobile computing, we just want to say that mobile computing is described as the use of portable computing devices and wireless communication technologies to access, store, process, and share information while moving from one place to the other. The key words here are what? Portable computing devices and wireless communication technologies. Now, I don't know if you can share with me your understanding of what you mean by portable computing devices, or what are computing devices. Please, you can tell me what computing devices are. That's Steven. Hello, Uncle Steven. Can you hear me? Hello? Are you here with me? My guys, are you here?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we are here.
Yes, so Uncle Steve, can you tell me what you mean by portable, or what you mean by computing devices? What do you mean by computing devices? Any idea? Okay, let's go on. When we talk about computing devices, we are coming from the word computing or the computer. We already know from our previous lessons that a computer is basically an electronic device that accepts data, processes the data, and gives you information. It also can enable you to store the information or communicate the information to others. So that's basically what a computer is. Okay, an electronic device that enables you to accept data, process the data, and give you information. It can also enable you to store the information and then share the information, okay? So when we talk about computing devices, we are just talking about, when we talk about comfortable, portable computing devices, we are just talking about devices, computers that can enable you to move, that you can carry along from one place to the other, but then these devices perform the same function as computers. So computers that are movable, you can carry on yourself, move them from one place to the other, and use them to process data into information and also share the information as they have been processed. So when we talk about computing devices, we say mobile computing. We say mobile computing combines mobile devices, portable, devices that you can move, you can easily carry, mobile devices such as smartphones, tablets, and laptops, wireless networks such as Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and cellular networks, and application services such as email, web browsing, GPS, and mobile apps. So computing or mobile computing involve all those things. You use mobile devices, okay, to connect to wireless networks and then use them on what? Services. You use mobile devices on wireless network and use them on what? Application services. Now let's look at features of mobile computing. Because we are talking about mobile devices, then the following features comes into play. We have portability, mobility, wireless connectivity, real-time access, convenience and flexibility, These are the main features of mobile computing. Let me go over them again. We have portability, mobility, wireless connectivity, real-time data access, and convenience and flexibility. Let's take them one by one and see what we mean by them. Portability simply means that you are able to carry the device along wherever you go. That's the meaning of portability. So mobile computing enables you to carry the device. Okay, the device that you are carrying to perform these mobile operations are not that big that you cannot carry. You can carry them from one place to another. A portable device is usually small and lightweight. It is battery powered and easy to move from one place to the other. So that is what we mean by what? Portability. The device or the gadget you are using within the mobile computing environment, you should be able to carry them from one place to the other. So we look at an example of such devices. The mobility, the ability of the user or the device to move. So portability means that carry. Mobility means that move. You can carry something, but you cannot be able to move it. But here, mobility means that you are able to move the device from one location to the other place while staying connected to the network and continue to access data or services. So, for example, currently I'm teaching you, or I'm talking from Adenta. Okay. Mobility means that I should be able to carry my laptops and the devices I have on me from here to maybe Ghana Telecom University and still be able to connect. Okay, that's the meaning of mobility. I'm sure that as I'm talking to you, some of you are even on the way. You are moving and you are still listening to what? The lessons we are doing. So that is mobility. The importance of mobility is that it enables communication anywhere. So anywhere you are, you're able to connect through your device, your mobile device, to a network, and then you can communicate too. It supports remote work and learning. Once you are saying anywhere, you can hide anywhere under the sun, and then once you can get a network there, you can connect to your device and do whatever you want to do with it. And then 3, it provides continuous access to information and services. So that's the meaning of mobility, the ability to move your device from one place to the other. In simple terms, mobility means being able to stay connected and use computing services while on the move. So as I'm saying, I'm sure some of you are even driving, or some of you are moving around and still you are listening to what we are doing. That's the meaning of mobility. The third feature of mobile computing we want to consider is wireless connectivity, the ability of the devices to communicate and connect with networks that are not connected by physical cables. When we talk about wireless, then we are saying that we are not using physical wires, okay? Because we are moving, there will not be physical wires connecting our device from where we are to other devices within a network. Maybe I'm saying it at Adenta. I don't know what you are saying, but from the brief discussion we've had, some of you are maybe connecting from Ridge. Some of you may be connecting from what? From Osu. Of course, there's no wire that is connecting all of us, Adenta, Osu, Ridge, North Ridge. But we are in a session. We are learning. We are communicating with each other. This is what we mean by wireless communication. So wireless connectivity is the ability of the device to connect and communicate with networks without the use of what? Physical cables or wires. Wireless connectivity allows mobile devices to access the internet, send data, and communicate while moving from one place to the other. We'll be looking at some of the devices into some of the wireless technology into details. Example are Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, cellular networks, hotspot, and we'll be discussing this into details as we go along. Another feature for mobile computing is real-time data access. You are able to access data as and when needed. The ability to access, receive, and update information immediately or instantly through a mobile device. That's the meaning of real time. As and when needed. You don't need to wait till another day to access data. Once you are using wireless devices and mobile computing standards, you'll be able to access data as and when needed, instantly on your mobile device. It allows users to get the latest information immediately while connected to a network. For example, I can use my phone to connect to my account and find out how much I have in my account right now as I'm talking to you. That is what? One advantage, real-time data access and use. Example of real-time data access, receiving instant messages on WhatsApp, viewing list of sports scores, and then using your GPS navigation with live traffic update and mobile banking balance update. Like I said, if you want to check how much you have on your phone, on your account somewhere, you can use your mobile devices to check through mobile computing. Another feature for mobile computing is convenience and flexibility. This refers to the ease and freedom users have to access computing devices anytime and anywhere using mobile devices. Convenience. You can access mobile devices anywhere you want. You can access mobile devices anywhere you want. Convenience, flexibility. Convenience means that mobile devices make tasks easier and quicker to perform. Example, sending messages and online shopping and all. That's convenient. So you can be at the comfort of your home, at the comfort of your office. You don't need to walk long distances to a particular location to access whatever you want to do. You can use your normal devices wherever you are, and then you are accessing what you want to do. That is convenience. Flexibility means users can work or communicate from different locations at different times. For example, during this World Cup, look at the time that the matches are being played, different time zones. But because of mobile computing and the use of mobile devices, you can stay deep into the night and you can watch your World Cup and then you'll be happy and then you go on. Now let's look at the importance of mobile computing. How important is mobile computing? Mobile computing enables one, easy communication. People can make calls, send messages, emails, and video chat from any location. So one importance of using mobile phones or developing mobile applications is for easy communication. You can communicate anywhere at any time without much problem. 2, access to information. Mobile computing and the mobile applications enables you to what? To access information in real time. Maybe you can browse through the internet, read news, and access online information in real time, instantly, at the press of a button. You download information and then you read. Another advantage is or benefit to what? It supports remote work and learning. Employees and students can work or study from home, even or while traveling. Like we are doing now, we are learning. Some of you we are at different locations and we are together through what? Mobile application. So that's one advantage of using mobile application. Another advantage is what? It improves business operation. Businesses are now using mobile computing for online transaction, customer service, and real-time communication. So you can sit on your laptop, which is a mobile device. You can use your phones to order for goods and services online, which we are now doing, okay? So you go to Tonaton, you go to Alibaba, you go to Amazon, you download, you order for goods and services online using mobile computing and mobile applications. Then entertainment and social interaction. Users can stream videos, play games, and use social media on mobile devices. Of course, one advantage that the mobile devices are giving us is social media. Okay, we go on social media, we connect with friends and loved ones, we chat, we pray, we do things through our mobile devices. So entertainment is one benefit that mobile computing and mobile applications are giving us. And the real-time services, okay? Mobile computing support GPS navigation, online banking, riding hailing, and live updates. Of late, with some of the banks, you don't even need to walk to the banking hall to open an account. You can just use your mobile device, connect to their system, open an account, transfer money from one place to the other. I don't remember the last time I went to my bankers or the banking hall of where my bankers to carry out any physical account. If I want to transfer data or if I want to get money, I can transfer money from my account through my mobile phone to my Momo account, and then I'll go and take the money or transfer money and then go to the wallet and go to an ATM machine and take the money. All these things are enabled by what? Mobile applications. Then there's increase in productivity and convenience. Now, because you can relax and do whatever you are doing, you are not always on the move. You don't easily get tired. So you can sit down, relax, and do whatever you are doing and do it well. Therefore, it increases your productivity. Before we go on, any question for me? Can you hear me? Are you getting on along? Are you getting along? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Can hear you.
Okay, please, if you have any questions, you can just prompt me and then you ask the questions. So all that you have discussed so far, are you okay?
Yes, sir. So far, so good.
So far, so good. Let's go on then. Let's look at where we are coming from. Where is all this thing about mobile application and mobile devices and mobile computing coming from? Where are we coming from? This mobile communication thing started in the 70s and early 80s. So we have the early mobile communication standard starting in the late 70s and early 80s, where mobile communication started with basic wireless telephone system. So I remember when I was young, even that in the late 80s and then the early 90s, we were using the telephone. And the telephone, we were using the one that you have to dial. You have to dial with the number. So you play the number, the number, and you have to shift the dial along the telephone. That's the old telephone system. But that one, you need to connect physically your telephone to a socket, a line from Ghana Telecom those days. Okay, from Ghana Telecom those days. You need to do the physical connection. But from the late 70s and 90s coming, we introduced this mobile devices, mobile communication that has no wires connecting the devices. As you can see in the picture, the devices were quite large, they were expensive, and they were mainly used for voice calls. So if you remember, those of you, if you are older, there was this advert on TV by then our footballer, Black Star footballer, Anthony Yeboah, he was making a call, Mijabontiso Namikase, and he was having a phone like the one in the middle there. Okay, it's your poti, we call it those days, and he was making a call. Okay, the devices were large and they were mainly for what? Voice mailing. There was nothing like text and what? Pictures and video calls those days. These were the first generation networks, and they were introduced from mainly analog voice communication. Then we moved from the 80s to the 90s, where we introduced the digital mobile networks with the introduction of digital computers. From the analog, we had the 2G networks, which introduced digital communication. Mobile phones became smaller, cheaper, and more reliable. Here, features such as SMS text messaging, basic internet services, and the better voice quality were introduced. So in the 90s, we started improving on these mobile communication technologies. Whilst in the 80s, we were doing only voice messaging. In the 90s, SMS were introduced, internet services were introduced, and then there was quality in the voice messaging. Here, laptops and personal digital assistants were also introduced and they became popular in the 90s. Then we moved to the 2000s, where we had the growth in internet and smartphones. So the 2000s saw the growth in internet. I remember those days along Circle, we used to have the busy internet cafe. Today, it's still there, but I don't think they are working as today. If you go to where we have VAT House from GBC towards Circle at Circle, this building they do it was for busy internet. They had more than 300 laptops there. You can go there, buy your data access, go and sit down, and they browse the internet for 30 minutes, 1 hour, whatever you bought for, and then when the time comes out, the system itself will log you out. So that was what we were doing in the 2000s. So we have the 3G network, which enabled faster internet access. Smartphones were also introduced. We have our touch screens. We have our mobile applications as we are using today. We have email and web browsing services introduced in the 2000s. Wireless technology like Wi-Fi and Bluetooth expanded mobile communications in the 2000s. So things were improving faster in the 2000s. Then we moved to the 2010. The 2010, when we moved from the 3Gs to the 4G. 3Gs to the 4Gs, fourth generation mobile apps. We have advanced mobile computing in the 2010. So from 2010 to somewhere 2019, we were in the 4G, fourth generation mobile applications, where 4G provided high-speed internet and multimedia services. So even today, we are in 2006, in this part of the world, we are still using 4G. We've not technically moved to the fifth generational mobile computing. We are still using the 4G. But if you go to the advanced countries like China, Europe, and then America, they have started using the 5G, which we'll be looking for. So the 4G network provided high-speed internet and multimedia streaming. We have mobile application, cloud computing, and social media becoming widely used. And then we have tablets, smartphones, and other smart devices emerging. So as I'm saying, whatever we are doing, our network, and even what we are doing in this class today is 4G. We have not yet moved in this country to what? 5G. Somewhere last year, before the election, after the election, the government was thinking about introducing 5G, but I think they are stuck somewhere. Then we are in the 2000 to today, what we are doing today. Like, as I've said, some countries, especially the advanced countries, have introduced 5G, but we in Ghana, we are still using 4G. Now, this 5G network offers very fast speed, low delay, and support many connected devices. Okay, the growth of artificial intelligence in the 5 things, we have what is known as the Internet of Things, where apart from mobile devices, other electronic devices or electrical devices are connected and then used over the internet. I remember some of my students developing technologies, Internet of Things, where they track things through the internet. So that is the 5G. Then we have mobile cloud computing, and then we have smart home and smart cities. So through the internet, almost everything is connected. In 5G, I can be in my office and lock my door at home through the internet. So that's what we are moving into. That's where we are. But as I said, this country is lagging behind when we come to the 5G technology. Mobile devices are now powerful enough to perform computing tasks. So you lock your system, you put your TV on, you put your TV off through the mobile phone. You lock your fridge can through your mobile phones. And then one of my students actually did an Internet of Things project where the fridge at home could order for drinks from the supplier without the users at home even knowing that the fridge has ordered, because the fridge is connected to mobile phones through the internet. So we are in the 5G era. Now let's look at mobile devices and their characteristics. Let's look at mobile devices and their characteristics. So we have the smartphone. You can see the pictures there. We have the smartphones. We have the tablet. The smartphones are what we are using, our Android phones and the rest. You can see we have the tablet there. They are all mobile devices. We have our laptops, and for laptops, I hope everybody is using laptops. We have smart watches. Some of us are now buying smart watches and using them. We have e-readers, and then we have handheld gaming devices. So these are few examples of mobile devices on which mobile applications are running. So the mobile application that hopefully we'll be developing, may be deploying them on some of these mobile devices. We'll be deploying them on some of these mobile devices. Let's look at the characteristics of these devices. We'll see some of the characteristics already. Portability. Mobile devices are lightweight and they are easy to carry from one place to the other. Another characteristics of these mobile devices are they are normally wireless network. I mean, you don't use wires to connect a mobile device to another mobile device. They are normally wireless network. So they connect to the internet and other devices using wireless technologies such as Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and then mobile data networks. They are battery powered. Most mobile devices are not connected to sockets. Apart from our mobile, the laptops, most of them they have batteries. So my phone, Samsung, I'm using have battery. My tablet has battery. They are battery powered, allowing them to work without constant power supply. So you don't connect them to socket. Most of them are battery powered. They have touchscreen interfaces. Most of these mobile devices uses touch screens. So you'll be touching the screen as you work. You don't normally will be using the mouse and the keyboard as we use in those days with laptops. Even current laptops have touch screen that you touch the screens and then you use them. They have compact sizes. They are designed to be small and convenient to be carried everywhere and used. So their sizes are small. Now we are even having laptops which are very small but very powerful laptops. Small laptops but very powerful. Their processing power is higher than the old bulky laptops. And then mobile devices can perform so many different functions at the same time. Multimedia functions. They perform different types of tasks at the same time. The current mobile devices we have at the same time, we call it what? Concurrent programming, concurrent and parallel computing. You see that the same time you are playing music, you can use them to watch videos, you can use them to take pictures, you can record, whatever. They perform so many different functions at the same time. So these are some of the devices on which you'll be required to code or develop app for. They support different types of applications. Users can install applications for communication, education, entertainment, banking, and business. So the application that you may be developing, you are supposed to develop them for educational sectors, for communication, for entertainment, for banking, or your mobile phone. So hopefully, as we go along and we are learning, you'll be develop some of this app in these different endeavors of life on your mobile phones. Then we also say that they have storage capacity. The current mobile devices have storage capacity. They can store documents, photos, videos, music, apps. They have storage capacity, so they can store data. They are used for communication, and they have processing power. They are mini computers. So the mobile devices you are expected to develop application for are computers. Just that they are not that large, bulky mainframe or mini computers. They are small, powerful computers you carry along from one place to the other. Any question for me before we move to the next phase of our discussion? Any question? Are you all along? Are you coming along? Any question for me? Hello, class. Any question for me?
No question.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir.
Are you very, very sure? No question. Okay. So let's go along. Then when we are done, I'll ask you some few questions. Now let's look at mobile communication networks. Mobile communication networks. Mobile communication networks are systems that allow mobile devices such as phones, tablets, and laptops to communicate wirelessly over long distance. Their system, their network. A network is the interconnection of two or more computers to communicate with each other and share information with each other. A network is the interconnection of two or more computers to communicate with each other and share information with each other. However, we have wireless network as in the form of mobile communication. And then we have cable network as in the form of physical network. So in physical network, the medium of connectivity is cable. We use cable. We have different type of cable. I mean, I know by now you're in level 10, so you've done some networking stuff, okay? So we have the fiber optic cables, the coaxial cable, and those cables for physical networks. You need the switches and the hubs and all those things for physical network. In wireless network or in wireless communication, you don't use cables. You don't use cable. However, wireless communication can enable you to what? To communicate over long distances as compared to what? Physical networks. Physical network, because you are using cables, sometimes because you are using physical wires or cables, sometimes the maximum distance that the network can span is about 1 kilometer. Because you cannot connect one computer to the other or one device to the other with the wire more than 1 kilometer. But with wireless, you can be in Accra here. You can connect with somebody in Dodowa. You can connect with somebody in Kumasi. You can connect with somebody in the US. Like we are doing here. I'm in Adenta here. And some of you are at Reach, some of you are at Osu. From here to Osu is about 20 kilometers apart. You can't do this with what? Cables. Wireless network enable voice call, text messaging, internet access, video calls, and data sharing. Like we are doing. We are using the internet to connect and communicate. Okay, we are sharing data. So this is the power of the wireless network. I'm talking to voice. So wireless network is bringing all these various aspects of communication together. Okay, this is the power of wireless networks. Now we have types of wireless communication networks. We have cellular networks. We have Wi-Fi networks. We have Bluetooth networks. We have satellite networks. And then we have radio networks. I'm going over again. Types of wireless communication networks. We have cellular networks. We have Wi-Fi networks. We have Bluetooth networks. We have satellite network. And then we have radio network. We'll take them one by one and see what we are doing with them. So let's look at cellular networks. These are the most common mobile networks used by smartphones. So our phones, our gadgets, our tablet, and those things, they are basically using cellular networks. These networks are divided into cells, and they are served by base station or cell towers. Example of cell networks are the 2G, 3G, 4G, 5G we have discussed. So, for example, your mobile phone's network today, okay, you have the towers at various locations in town, the MTN towers, the Telecel towers. Without them, you will not be able to communicate. Your phones are connected to these towers, and these towers control a particular location through cells. It has radius. So any phone outside the radius of a particular tower may not access internet services from that tower. But the towers are strategically located that a particular cell phone will be within its radius and they will have wireless services. So that's the cellular networks. That's why our mobile phones were initially called cell phones. Cell phones. They use cellular networks. Then we have Wi-Fi networks. Wi-Fi allow devices to connect wirelessly to the internet over short distance using routers. Wi-Fi are used in home, school, offices, and what? Cafes. Okay. So you go to Ghana Telecom, you're at Ghana Telecom University or at Tesano there. Almost all the buildings are Wi-Fi. Okay, they are Wi-Fi. So you go there, you can connect to the Wi-Fi and then have access to the internet and use. So that is what the Wi-Fi network. Wi-Fi allows devices to connect to the internet over short distances using routers. Then we have Bluetooth networks. Bluetooth is a short-range wireless communication technology and is used to connect nearby devices. Used for wireless headphones, file sharing, smartphones, and what? And speakers. So you are in the same house, devices within the same room, devices within the same house, the same hall. You can connect them through Bluetooth, and you can share information with them. I know some of you are using Bluetooth. So, and then we have the satellite networks. This use satellite to provide communication services in remote areas where normal cellular coverage is weak or unavailable. Of course, the satellite is in the atmosphere, and then we have the satellite panel or the satellite dishes. A typical example is the multi-choice satellite dishes. Okay, so MultiChoice is a South African company. The telecast is done in South Africa. It is done through a telecast in the atmosphere. And then the satellite dishes capture this information from the atmosphere and bring it to our homes through the multi-choice decoders. So that's an example of what? Satellite networks. Okay. GBC also have some, but not as powerful as that of what? Multi-choice. Then we have our normal radio networks, okay, where we use radio waves for broadcasting and some form of wireless communication. Of course, radio broadcasting in the form of wireless communication. If you're on your radio, your device that you are using to capture the radio is not connected to the radio station through wires, but you're able to listen to your radio sound, your radio music, and enjoy yourself. So these are the types of wireless networks that we have. We have the cellular networks, we have the Wi-Fi networks, we have the Bluetooth networks, we have the satellite network, and then we have the radio networks. Now let's look at component of a wireless, of a mobile communication network. What and what do you need to be able to establish a mobile communication network? Of course, you need your mobile device, a phone, a tablet, or a laptop. Then you need the base station, that is the cell tower. So the various towers we've seen, MTN towers, Telecel towers we see in town, they are known as what? Base station. They connect your mobile devices to the network. And then you need the switching centers, routers, calls and data between users and network. The switching centers are there. Then you need the transmission media, which carries signals through radio waves, fiber optic or satellite. And then you need the what? The network provider. Companies like the MTN, the telephone companies that provide these mobile services. So these are the things you need to be able to be within a mobile network. Let's look at a typical mobile network characteristic. Basically, a mobile network uses wireless communication. They cover wide coverage area. They support mobility. You are able to move from one place to the other and still connect to the network. They enable you to transfer data very fast. So you can, within a mobile network, you can transfer data very, very fast. They secure your communication. So on a mobile network, if all things are equal, how will somebody intrude on whatever you are sending or receiving? And then they are scalable for many users. Just look at MTN. The number of people on MTN alone, okay? MTN have about 80% of our population on MTN network. Out of the 33, 34 million people, 80% of the population that are on mobile communication are using MTN. Almost everybody in Ghana today is on MTN network. So mobile networks enable you to scale. You can have more people on such networks. I've already spoken about some of these advantages on mobile networks. But let's look at some of the disadvantages there. Mobile network enable network congestions. For example, the telecommunication companies are having MTN, Telecel. Sometimes you are communicating on them and there are issues. You are even communicating and you can hear signals, interferences, congestions. Okay, so that's one disadvantage of what? Mobile network. Another disadvantage is security risk. Look at the fraud that is going on some of these our telecommunication companies. Okay, mobile money fraud and all those things. So these are security risks. You need to pay very high for such infrastructure. Last year, we sent some of our students to MTN, and if you look at the infrastructure at MTN head office, the infrastructure there, the gadget they have, the devices and the computers and what they have there. That's how, if you don't have money, you cannot establish a mobile network. It's very, very expensive. It's very, very expensive. And you need a lot of power, battery, you need a lot of power, electricity to be able to come out with such network. Almost everything about mobile computing is power consumption, electricity consumption. So in the absence of electricity, you may not be able to come out with what? A mobile network. Now let's look at mobile communication protocols. Protocols are rules and standards that enable a service to be provided. Protocols are rules and standards that enable a service to be provided. So what are the standards? What are the rules that are enabling mobile communication to go on? That's what we mean by what? Mobile communication protocol. The rules and the standards that allow us to communicate through mobile phones. The reason why I'm introducing some of these topics is that when we come to the application development, we'll get to certain phases where we must know how to implement some of these rules and standards. So that's why we are going through some of them to know them. Mobile communication protocols control how data is sent, received, formatted through mobile devices. Okay, so you cannot create a mobile app without knowing how some of these protocols work. Okay, these protocols control how data is sent, received, formatted, and secured. So look at some of these communication protocols, and then we explain them into details. We have the GSM, Global System for Mobile Communication. It's a protocol standard. And then we have the CDMA, Code Division Mobile Access. And then we have the LTE, Long-Term Evolution. We have the 5G protocol, we have the Bluetooth protocol, we have the Wi-Fi protocol. These are some of the protocols that are enabling mobile communication. Then we have the what? NFC protocol. Let's take them into details and see what they do. So GSM, Global System for Mobile Communication. It is a widely used digital mobile communication standard, mainly for voice calls and text messages. Features include SIM card support, international roaming, and secure communication. So GSM is mainly used for what? Voice calls and text messaging. So if you take your mobile phones and you go to data, you see it there. Either you are using GSM or what? CDMA. And then you choose which one you are using. Remember, GSM, Global System for Mobile Communication, is used. It is the standard for your voice calls and text messaging. If you want to use it, then you must have your SIM card in the system. It enables international roaming, and then it also secures information. Then we have the CDMA, Code Division Multiple Access. Code Division Multiple Access. It's a protocol where multiple users share the same frequency, chain are using unique codes. So here, this protocol enables more users, 2 or more people, to share information using unique code. Features include better voice quality, efficient bandwidth usage, and improved security. So here it enables you to improve security as you send data and receive data. Then we have the long-term evolution. That is the LTE protocol. It's a high-speed wireless communication standard known as the 4G LTE. Features include fast internet speed, low delays, and support video streaming. So you see that whilst the first two, that is the GSM and then the CDMA, does not support video streaming, LTE support video streaming. So if you want to send communication through video and those things, then you have to use what? The LTE, long-term evolution protocol. And then we have the 5G protocol. It's quite new. The latest mobile communication standard designed for ultra-fast internet and smart devices. Features are very high, low latency, and support Internet of Things. So as I indicated, this is the 5th generation protocol that is enable us to what? To go the Internet of Things with smart cities, smart homes, connect devices at home, connect various places within a city through the Internet. Very, very fast and very, very high. So this is the protocol that is governing. And like I said, we've not yet implemented that protocol in our dear country as at now. And then we have the Bluetooth, which we are all using. And then we have the Wi-Fi protocol, which we are also all using. And then we have the NFC, a short-range protocol used for contactless communication. Application areas are mobile payment, electronic ticketing, and wireless cards. So these are some of the mobile communication network protocols that we may be implementing as we code our mobile applications, as we develop our mobile applications. The characteristics of some of these protocols: they enable wireless connectivity, they enable you to secure data, they are used for fast data transmission, they enable compatibility between devices. So these are some of, and then they support mobility. So these are some of the advantages of or characteristics of these devices. Importance of mobile communication protocols. They enable communication between devices. They improve network efficiency. The protocols ensure that you have efficiency within the network. They enhance security and privacy. They support internet and multimedia services, and they ensure data transfer, reliable data transfer. So if you want to transfer data, set that the data will be received safe and sound, then you use some of these protocols. The advantages of using mobile communication protocols: faster communication, better network performance, secure data transmission. It support modern mobile applications. So the protocol support modern mobile application. And like I said, when we start coding, one of the topics we'll be looking at is internationalization and testing. When we get there, we'll be using some of these mobile apps there. Then the disadvantages. Some protocols are expensive and difficult to implement. So they're expensive to buy and implement. Sometimes you have compatibility issues as you implement them. And sometimes you have security issues as you implement them. So please do bring us to the end of our lesson today. Today we are just introducing ourselves into mobile computing and mobile application development. Today we've seen some of the devices we use and devices we'll be using to develop our mobile applications. Any question for me before I go on? Any question? Any question? Hello? Any question for me?
Yes, sir. I have a question.
Any question?
Hello, sir.
Yes, please. Who is this?
This is Collins.
Collins, yes, ask me your question.
Yeah, so about the radio frequencies and the cellular networks and Wi-Fi networks.
Yes.
Recently there was a streamer that went they went diving, right? And when they were under sea, they were still streaming. And I wanted to ask if, Wi-Fi connectivity works underwater.
If Wi-Fi connectivity works underwater,
Yeah.
I think it should. It should. You see, they are improving on some of the technologies. So whilst previously it have limits, now with the improvement, it should work underwater. It is there. We have the type that works underwater.
Okay.
We have the type that works underwater because the technologies are developed and they are improved. So we have the type that should work underwater.
Okay. And also in the comment section, I noticed people were talking about using radio connectivity or something like that. And I wanted to find out if video can be transmitted via radio.
If what can be transmitted by radio. Radio is basically for more of a broadcast technology.
Okay.
When we say broadcast technology, that is, there's this transmission station somewhere that broadcasts the information, and then different devices at the same time intercept the information. For example, TV is a broadcast technology. I hope you are getting me.
Yeah.
Radio is supposed to be mainly for broadcast. So when you are using radio waves, it means that once you transmit the data, it is not a point-to-point data transmission from one device to the other. One device will transmit the data, and more than one device can intercept the data or receive the data at the same time. So that is radio. Are you getting me? However, the others that you see are for point-to-point. So I am sending an information from my end to your end without broadcasting it. That way, you will not use radio.
Okay.
I hope you are getting it.
Okay.
Any other question? Any other question? Hello, Stephen. Hello, Stephen.
Sir.
Any question for me?
No, please.
Ariam.
Sir.
Any question for me? Are you the only lady in the class?
Yes, please.
So then you must be asking questions. So.
Hey, okay.
Okay. Any questions, Sister Ariam?
No, please, for now.
Okay. So I'll put the slide and other materials on the LMS. I'm having issues, so I've spoken to the office to make sure I have connectivity to the LMS. I'll put the materials there, and then you can access and read, hopefully by Monday. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Please, I want you to read on this next week. We'll be looking at some of the tools that will be used to develop mobile applications. The tools. Our course is more of programming. I hope you are getting me. And I hope you have some programming background. True or false? You have some programming background. Have you done some programming before?
Yes. Some of us.
Yes, sir.
So, some of you or all of you?
All of us.
Okay, so which programming languages have you used so far?
Visual Basic.
Visual Basic?
Yeah.
What about Java?
We haven't done Java this
Not
this
really.
year.
No, sir.
No.
So
No.
you've not, but how deep did you go into programming so that I'll know what I'll be doing from next week? How deep did you go? Are you that confident about programming? Do you know
No, sir.
what the programming concepts are and all those things?
So please, just the fundamentals.
Just the fundamentals.
Yes, sir.
So issues like variables and all those things, you didn't go into details, right? Data types and all those things. Okay, so do you know what we'll do?
No, sir.
So next week I will teach programming. I will introduce you to the concept of programming again. I hope you are getting me. Are
Yes,
we
sir.
okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Are you all here? Are you there with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Which language?
Pardon?
Which language we will be using?
No, I will introduce you to the general programming concept again. I hope you are getting me.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
In
sir.
other words, if you want to program, what comes into play. I hope you are getting me.
Yes,
And
sir.
then we will introduce ourselves to the programming language we are going to use for this code, for this mobile app. I hope you are getting me.
Yes, sir.
So next week I will introduce you to program. Pardon? Hello,
Sir,
you were saying?
he only said yes, sir. I think the
Yes.
network broke the line, so.
Okay. So next week we will introduce ourselves to what programming is, what and what do you need for programming, the programming languages, object-oriented programming, procedural programming, and then we'll look at programming languages. We look at some of the things, structures in programming, selection, the if-else and all those things. We'll look at them next week. And then after that, if you have enough time, they will talk about the programming languages and the tools we need for this course. I hope you are getting me. Then we carry it from there. I want to establish the basic well, the foundation well, before we really start working with this course. Okay?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So thank you for coming. I'll see you next week. God will. Today's course is very short because we are starting. I know it is 2 hours. We are supposed to finish somewhere 5:40. I will end here and then we'll start eating food next week. Are we okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for coming. God bless you. Stephen, please let me talk to you, okay? Hello, Stephen.
Yes, sir.
So let me talk to you after the session.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye-bye. All of you, I'll see you next week. God richly bless you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
God bless you too.
Bye, sir.
Yeah, pon.
Introduction in Pony, ready?
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Brothers, what is the big guy?